Guys, Snupy here. So in this video, I'm finally going to break down a game versus Survival Holy Priest, kind of showing like what my thought process and what I think you should do to win. It's probably the hardest matchup for all druids. Feign Death on a 15-second cooldown with Craven, and Mending Bandage just gets your bleeds off pretty much anytime you have them up. But in this video, I'm going to kind of show you guys how to beat it, as it is quite winnable actually, even though it is a very hard matchup. But yeah, so starting off with the setup, I'll show you guys right here. So for gear, we're going with Circle of Life and Death, as equipped now. Circle of Life and Death is quite good into Hunters, as you actually get more value out of your bleeds and stuns, as the Frenzy and Sickle will take out way faster. When you're playing Draft, you can't really like get value out of it, as just like the bleeds just fall off. But with this, in Maims, you can do a ton of burst in a short amount of time. So play Circle of Life and Death. And then for talents, you see here, I go with Wicked Claws, Leader Pack, and Thorns. And then, yeah, you can see here, Lunar Inspiration, Foul Frenzy, Guard Infinity. And, yeah, the reason we have Wicked Claws is heal reduction is quite nice, of course. Leader Pack for some extra crit and some heals as well. And then also Thorns, as Hunters do have to kind of come in range quite often to hit you. And the pet will also take a lot of damage. So, yeah, that's the build. I'm also playing Feral Holy Priest, by the way, which is the best comp for Feral Druid. So, yeah, your best bet at beating Survival Hunter, anything really, Survival Western, Survival Holy Priest, is playing Feral Holy Priest yourself. As Holy Priest can do very good to see on their own, you know, with Chastise from range and then running into Fair. Especially if you assist them with like Bash and Roar and stuff. But yeah, let's dive into the game. Okay, starting off, we're just looking at Fleshcraft. The reason that Fleshcraft, like, as gates open is as the shield is a bit bigger. You can do it as soon as you enter the arena as well. It's kind of fine, but I like doing it in the end. Also because the Master buff will kind of, like, last longer. As if you do it instantly, you kind of have to, like, re-Fleshcraft when sometimes you don't really have to. And yeah, I find it to just be quite nice to do it, like, as gates open. But yeah, sometimes against Hunters do kind of fast, because if they rush in, they can sometimes put a mark on you before you can actually stealth. Just you get it up, stealth. And here we go. So in the opener versus this comp, what I want to try to do is basically see the priest as I stun the hunter. So that my priest will try to chastise the priest as I can stun the hunter, interfere on the priest. As you see here though, I kind of walk into a trap. I think I do at least. There it is. Didn't quite see it. Was kind of spaced out. So walk into the trap. My self breaks. Which is fine. This means I'm just going to build a comp points now, so I can actually maim the hunter when he's out. Just build a combo. There we go. 5 comp points is perfect. So at this point, I want my priest to try to see their priest, and I'm going to go for the hunter. Right here. Jump in. Here, I could just maim, but I'm kind of waiting for the chastise. As if I maim, their priest can just fade death to avoid C. So like I'm just waiting to like make sure we get the chastise, and then I go. The chastise hits, and I go maim. So when you get this kind of good opener, usually I just pop Berserk to get the Sickle out, just to do big damage, as often enemy teams won't be that coordinated either, and they might overlap or greed, and like not be quite sure who's going to use what. So here we go. I pop my Sickle, and their priest actually like reacts really well here. Like some teams here might just greed, and I can DR meld Rake Stun, or DR Rake Stun with the meld, and just kill him even. But the priest right here, Trinkets and Guardians and Grips. So at this point, we got Trinket, Guardian, Grip. The Hunter uses Feign Death. Bleeds are off. And this kind of the pain versus matchup. Your bleeds are always getting removed. But yeah. Here you can see my Priest gets stunned. As soon as you see Priest get stunned, they're going to try trap. So either pre-kite, if possible, try eat the trap. There are some tricks to eating traps. You kind of like see the pathing on the trap and where it goes. So here, I eat it. There's also like, let's say your priest gets stunned and then you're going to stack it on him. One trick is to be on one side, and then the hunter might think, okay, then I'll trap the other side. And then as he throws trap, then you move to the other side, if that makes sense. But yeah, so there's a bit of method to like eating traps, which you can learn. But yeah, at least eat the trap here, which is very, very good, as they don't get pressure. As I eat the trap, the priest wants to fair. The stun itself, so it goes in. I know this, so I'm going to start kiting it right here. They fair, and I'm already with the pillar, and I'm out. And then I actually break the fair too, because I think that the pet or something broke it, but yeah. So yeah, from this though, as you can see, eat trap if possible. If not, be gone when they get to C, if possible. Sometimes, of course, you can't really just do that, but that's what you want to aim for. As very often you can. And sometimes, like, let's say they get a trap, it doesn't matter. You're already, like, far away at the pillar. He can't connect. He might connect, like, in the end of the trap, but then you're fine, so. I get stunned to skin this. And now my frenzy's on a 26-second cooldown. Which means now I'm going to try to get 5 comp points. Maim him. Usually do like 1 maim between each like go with frenzy. So just to kind of stop their damage and just create some pressure yourself. I'm also cleaving pet a bit. One good thing about playing circle is that with draft or drought, your bleeds do less damage if they're on 2 people, and they do more on just 1 target, right? So the thing about circle is kind of cleave pet more too, create more pressure. Gonna maim now. So here my priest actually boons. This means my priest can do a lot of damage. Their priest is trying to boon as well. This I don't want to let happen. So therefore I'm going to push over here. Get the kick. And I bash. My priest is pumping him still. And as I'm behind the pillar now, I can just cast a clone. The hunter feign deaths now. I get a full clone. And because we have pressure here, I'm just going to meld Rakestone here. Meld Rakestone. He does self-heal here, which is quite good for us as well. Forcing defensives without like a real go. And let's see. Let's get bleeds up. Like one more thing kind of add against hunters, like especially survival, but also BM. Like BM is basically just like an easier version of the matchup when it's BM because they have no mending advantage. But it's gonna be very persistent with bleeds. Like as soon as they're off, get them back up. Like don't let them kind of get your bleeds off for long. Especially like Rake and Moonfire should be up instantly afterwards, and Rip optimally as well. But you know you might have to build calm points to get that going. Okay, so now I don't know, misclick here. So here they do get trapped. I think it was DR actually, not quite sure. But yeah, so I'm bear from here on the stun. As sometimes the priest will stun you. When he gets stunned, try to be bear form. It's gonna help a lot. If you're caught in cat form with stuns, it's gonna be big trouble. Take the heal. Just keep bleeds up here. I get guardianed. And now I'm thinking next go. So like now my priest has chassis back, soon fair back. And I got my frenzy and stuff. So I was waiting for my priest to kind of get in. And his fair to be ready. Type 6 to say that it's soon ready. I do recommend like having add-ons to like track your teammates' CD so you can kind of just know when they can go. But yeah, he gets trapped there. I'm just gonna go bear for him and his run. Here, I prepped the swarm already. They go for a fair. So my priest has trinket here, so like I pretty much just want him to like trinket to like do the go. And he does, which is really good. So he trinkets, sends a go. We got maim, frenzy. There's a feign def again, rip instantly. Then rake, moonfire, full beats up. Like there you can see he feign defs, but after like 2 globals, full beats are up already. Okay, not 2 globals, like 3 globals I guess, because it takes three globals to do 3 bleeds. But yeah. So like get bleeds up instantly again. It's important. There is the MC off. Like one thing like priest can do as well is they can MC off your stun. So for example, if you do a maim frenzy swarm, a priest can MC off your stun and the bleeds will still tick and the hunter like might die in those. Like some priests do that and it's really good as well. And you can win some games on that by MCing the hunter. So here they actually use Ray of Hope. So one thing about Ray of Hope is it delays the healing, right? So if you clone the end of a Ray, it does no healing. Which here I clone. He MDs the Ray, my clone, to get healed by the Ray. But I clone it again. So I see the MD, so just recast clone instantly, and then you just get it. And the heal does nothing. Here go for bash. They press guardian. There's a trap. Our priest get trapped. The hunter trinket turtles. And now we're in a very good position. My sickle soon back. They have no turtle, no guardian. I get stunned. I press skin. The one thing about this too, like by playing this aggressive and kind of just being on their face as much, You know, not every game is going to be like this, of course, but if you can just manage like to kind of outplay it in some ways, for example, like cloning Ray or just like creating pressure, eat traps, by doing these things, you can kind of put them on the back foot, and once you have them on the back foot, if you stay very persistent, you can just win games sometimes, but just running them down this way, and just having a lot of pressure. We get a full fair. I was pumping, feign defs. Use fake smear, but it dies. Okay, so a quick note, as I'm editing the video, I also show one more game, by the way, against a different hunter. But yeah, on this game, this hunter like wasn't really using mending advantage ever. He might not have expected, not sure, maybe used it one time, I'm not quite sure, but basically by playing Circle of Life and Death, we can kind of circumvent the pain of getting our frenzies, at least, mending or feigned off, because the frenzy will basically tick out in the actual maim. If they feign after the maim, or mending after the maim, it doesn't really matter as much, as if you play draft, you actually like lose quite a bit of damage from the frenzy, if they do that. But yeah, with Circle, you kind of get more potent goes in the maims, and it's all about the goes. You kind of like circumvent just like, you know, the whole removing bleeds thing, as you just do clean goes with frenzy, with sickle, and with CC, with your priest damage too, and this way you kill, no matter what they do, you know, with your bleeds between the goes. So yeah, and now on to one more game against Survival Hunter. Alright, so here's one more game. I don't know about this facial expression here, what's going on there, but yeah. This is quite an interesting one. Like, in this game, like, things actually, like, went a bit wrong in some ways, but, can still kind of end up getting the win. Again, playing Circle and everything, and the same build. Here in this opener, it's a bit scuffed again. I'm kind of slow. My priest already CC'd, and I'm in stealth. I gotta rush there, try to get there. I actually walk in an old trap here now, too. Tar trap. So the priest is fared as, like, I'm just building comp points. It's a bit, like, scuffed opener. Get the maim. I send the sickle and everything. So here, as you see, my priest will cast MC. I'm casting War Stomp. I think my War Stomp is, like, a bit slow, though, because he actually gets mending off. No, the War Stomp hits. But I believe he gets mending off, like, right before the MC lands. Right there, yeah. Gets mending just as the MC lands. This MC is really good. If he doesn't get this mending, the MC like is so good. But yeah, the mending goes off. If the mending doesn't go off, the bleeds are up. He's MC'd, can't stop them, and it's really good. So definitely try to do that. Now he's no mending, no feign. As you can see, like some hunters like use mending a lot more. I find some try to hold it like for like the right moment that kind of never comes. As feign is such short cooldown, it's kind of coming to use feign only. But this guy's kind of using mending a lot more, which I think is the correct way to do it. Just mending and feign, like anytime really get full bleeds, or at least every frenzy and stuff. As most ferals will actually not play Circle, so I think Circle kind of catches hunters off guard too with the amount of damage you do like in those stuns, as the bleeds just take way faster, mainly the frenzy and the sickle. There we go. My priest fades to silence out of spell. They got ward up. So here, like, he tries to grip me on him so I can eat the trap. It's a bit clunky here. I get guardian and my priest gets trapped. I maim here. It's like, yeah, just doing like one maim between each frenzy go, or like, you know, 2 maims per one frenzy pretty much, is very good. Just clone him here. Just healing him. They fare off, trying to cast MD, kick the MD, just keep him cloned. So you're gonna see, like, they get to see, but I pretty much stopped the whole goal by just seeing down the hunter. Now they boon. When a Holy Priest presses boon, you kind of want to try to see him. You gotta get chastised into fair. Getting bleeds up. As a boon hurts a lot. It really does. I'm gonna try, like, not pause as much. Main behind the pillar, get a lot of pressure out. We get mending and feign. Actually, he kind of panics a bit. Keep the heal. MC comes out. Roar the MC. Cast on his fair still in cooldown. And we get turtle with the boon. Shift the scare beast there. So at this point, We got Fair, we got Chastise. A lot of DRCC I'm trying to clone. The Hunter's super low. He does have Feign Def though. Presses Feign Def. And the Priest fades. The Guardians, like, now they're really on the back foot. We have so much pressure. The MC comes out. He trinkets the MC. He's like 1 KHP. And now my Priest is trapped. So, like, now, this is kind of us overcommitting it. It's like, now I'm really low. My Priest in a full trap. No trinkets. I do have wall, though. I do have regen if needed. So, I'm kind of fine here. Fair form, wall, regen. And we should be good. Even though it is quite sketchy. Get silenced. I can't really get silenced, though. I just got to use my globals on other things. Get my Fussy out. And we get Guardians. So, like, now we should be fine on paper here. Priest cast MC. That's Warsome Pair. See, this game is much more of a brawl. Like, some games, it's not going to be as clean. Last game, we just had him on the back foot the whole game. Just ran him down. But this game, we're on the back foot a lot. Which is more, you know, more common, I'd say. Get a Fair trinkets. But now you can see, like, my Sickle soon back up in 20 seconds. My Frenzy's up in 30. They have no trinket, no will, no turtle, no guardian. So this point is really, really good for us. MC him down. We are under a lot of pressure, though. Get the heal. I get fully MC'd. We chastise now. We have no Fair out, though. Fair's back in like 3 seconds. So here, like, at this point, it's a bit of gamble to, like, send like this. As, you know, the go is not very clean. But I send the Sickle. And we MC the Sickle. These MCs are exactly what I'm talking about. Like, MCing with the bleeds on. It's great when your Priest does that. He gets him on MC. He mendings, but he dies. So there you can see. One more game. Not the cleanest game, but it's a brawl sometimes. And just being very persistent with bleeds. And yeah, just trying to, like, you know, this map, for example, is smaller too. That's like way hard to pre-kite ghosts or even eat traps sometimes. It's just like a lot more clunky on maps like this. But yeah. So there's some videos on this matchup. I hope it helped. And I'll see you guys in the next one.